Hey, this video is for dads or dads-to-be, biological or otherwise, who are looking for an introduction to birth plans. What is a birth plan? How do you make one? Why do you need one? And how do you get your doctor or midwife to truly respect it and implement it? Let me show you how. The Paternal Partner is a channel for men who want to take an active and educated role in the birth and life of their baby. And what better place to start than with birth? We're not doctors, but we are informed dads. The safety of the baby and the mom is the most important thing. You and your partner should unquestionably sit down before the baby arrives and come up with a birth plan. What is a birth plan? Well, it's a plan about birth. It's a single piece of paper that you can put together with your partner that lists your pregnant partner's preferences for labor. It's a way for your partner to communicate her wishes before, during, and shortly after labor. So it could list everything from episiotomies to the use of Pitocin to vitamin K, or it could simply say, I want the lights down low, I want candles, I want Kenny G's Brazilian Nights from 1994 on repeat. But either way, it should be short and sweet, especially if you're having a hospital birth. So hang in here for a minute and I'm gonna show you how to make one. I promise it's not gonna be painful. The birth plan, not the birth. Make sure you share it with everyone involved. Your midwife, your doulas, your doctor, any nurses. Don't just hand it to them, but walk them through it. Print them out ahead of time. Make sure you got extra copies in your go bag. You'll want to hand these out to your entire birth team at the hospital. Nurses don't always have enough time to read or adequately implement a multiple page birth plan. So the more clear and concise it is, the better chances you have of getting that thing implemented. Think of this as like a plan A. This will be the best case and most realistic scenario. Birth plans, they've been around for 20 years or more, but they've really started to become more and more popular as more families are realizing the value of being an active and educated role in the whole birthing process. People are realizing that they have options. So here's how you get a provider to care. First of all, don't wait until delivery day to show them your plan. Discussing it in advance with your provider, it gives them the opportunity to voice any concerns that they may have over the preferences that you guys list in there. And it also gives you guys the chance to go home, research it for yourself, and then make your own decision. Discussing the plan with them in advance is crucial to resolving problems ahead of time. Some obstetricians may hear the term birth plan and cringe. So it's important that both you and your partner can explain the reasoning behind her choices. The main reason being is that you should be educated on the topic. You shouldn't have to debate the doctor, but you should know why you plan what you plan. I think it's important that you don't assume that a midwife or doctor have an ulterior motive or are somehow working against you. But if you feel they do, perhaps it's time to find another provider. Make sure you like the ones you got and make sure you can work with the ones you got. Birth has so many variables and no guarantees. So remember that a birth plan is a goal, not an intractable, inflexible, uncompromisable list of demands. So if she goes into birth expecting to stick to this birth plan perfectly, it's really possible that she'll feel the plan was somehow abandoned or that she didn't succeed in it. Being flexible with the plan is so important, but just as she is flexible with the plan, her provider should be flexible too. Things might not go the way that you two expect, so at least know ahead of time at what point compromises can be made that she's comfortable with. The goal of the birth plan is to get them to read it and to implement it. In a hospital environment, there'll probably be multiple laboring mothers that the nurses are juggling. Keep that plan focused, concise, clear, and realistic. This will give you the best opportunity to have your plan implemented. How to write a birth plan. So how do you write a birth plan? You don't have to write it from scratch. In the links below in the description, there's a few generators and pre-made birth plans. I don't recommend just copying and pasting these as your own. What I would suggest is to use these as like a jumping off point. So to help collect your thoughts and figure out which parts are most important to you. Communication is key. Know your partner's birth plan preferences like the back of your hand. Prioritize. Stick to what's most important. Again, the more clear and concise it is, the better chances you have of getting that thing implemented. Use clean formatting and large text. Highlight the most important stuff on there for quick reference. Anything that details preferences after labor, anything postpartum, this is what you could call a baby plan. Just have that on its own clear and concise, separate document. Keep reading that birth plan over and over again and make changes and keep it updated. So leave a little bit of space at the end of that birth plan for everything non-medical. This is kind of like a vibe list. What's the brightness of the lights? Do you want the door open or closed? What's the general mood you want? This can be just as important as the other details. You can also delegate this to someone else if you want to stay focused on the birth itself. Be an awesome, involved, educated paternal partner by knowing this birth plan inside and out. So there you have it. Leave me a comment if we missed anything. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel for more labor and delivery advice for dads.
Daddy, look.
Good job. Boom! All right, come on. Whoa!
Daddy, look.
All right, go get her, go get her.